All right, time for another Josh cast. So I recorded this, and then I deleted it because I was you know what, I was making fun of elements of the coronavirus and of the government response, and I thought about it. And even though it was truly brilliant comedy, I thought, I don't want to do that. It's better when I do two things. When either I make fun of myself or I make fun of fictional characters in Street Fighter 2. That seems to be the only place where I feel comfortable talking. And maybe it's just because I'll illustrate to you why. I was writing a joke because I'd read about how a snake had exploded because it tried eating a crocodile somewhere in Florida. And I thought it was hilarious. It would be hilarious to talk about this. So I'm talking to this with my mother, and I tell her, I think there's a lot of opportunity for humor there, and what I like about it is that no one gets hurt. I'm not making fun of anybody. No one's feelings get hurt. And then my mother says, "What about the snake's mother?" And that, my friends, is where I come from. Now, there's two possibilities here. One, my mother was trying to be funny, and maybe I just didn't catch it. She is a very funny person, and it could be, meant as humor, but it didn't come off that way when she said it. So maybe I missed it. But I love this concept because I don't know what the assumption is. Perhaps that on some spiritual level, even though the snake's mother, who by now is probably dead, if I'm making fun of the snake, on some spiritual level, the snake's mother is going to be just slithering somewhere in Florida going, I know someone's making fun of my son right now. This is destroying my day, as if it wasn't bad enough already. Or maybe she's thinking that the snake's mother is going to happen to show up at a show where I'm doing the joke, buy 2 items, be trying to get away from the pain of losing her son, and then there I am going off about this dumb snake. And then the snake's mother will get really upset, and that will cause the alligator's mother, who is sitting next to the snake's mother, to get even more upset. It's just a giant mess. That's the point. So that's the kind of mind I come from. That's the kind of stock I come from. We're always worried about, we don't want to hurt people's feelings. So now I feel guilty because now I feel like I'm basically making fun of my mother, which, to be fair, I'm making fun specifically of the thing she said, not of her as a concept. Her as a concept, I'm a huge fan of my mother. I love my mother. Let's make that clear. I think you already knew that, but I shouldn't have to reiterate that, but I do because I'm that neurotic. Now here's what I love about this entire global coronavirus crisis. I'm doing a great job of making it all about me. I'm very proud of myself. I think it should be commended. Like, I was talking about this with a friend, and he was almost in tears over the level of devastation, on top of the death from the virus itself, just the pain and suffering it's going to cause rippling through the entire world. And he was in tears practically. He was in tears. And the whole time he's talking through that, all I'm sitting there thinking is, it's too bad. It's too bad I can't give this man some of my own narcissism. Like just a little bit more self-involvement, he'd be, that would keep him balanced. He wouldn't be overcome with grief because he'd be too busy worried about his own social media following. That's what I'm trying to offer. That's what I think I can offer. But I noticed, all these closures. Like, they closed the farmer's market, which I feel like what I can say now is, it's too bad they closed the farmer's market. I was about to start eating healthy and buying, fresh, locally sourced produce. Today was the day I was going to do it, but I guess it's back to 7-Eleven to me. Sorry, I guess it's back to 7-Eleven for me. There we go. It's a shame that they have to close it, because I think the one thing everyone needs right now in the middle of a health crisis is fresh food. It's probably healthier there. I would imagine that, than your Frosted Flakes you're going to get at Ralph's. I'm not buying anything. I have nothing. I don't have a refrigerator. I don't have a pantry. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be. If it gets real, if it goes down, then I don't know. I'm foraging. I'm going to kind of walk up to the squirrels and go, "What do you guys have a plan? What are we doing?" The other problem is that if I talk about this on a podcast and I try to go into current events, things are changing so fast. By the time I publish the podcast, it'll already be out of date. So there's a part of me that wants, basically, I want when aliens come to the planet 10 years from now, because we're all gone, and they listen to my podcasts, I want it to be evergreen for them. That's really my goal. That's what I'm into. But that's what's going on. It's insane what's happened. In 3 days, the whole world just changed. And I keep thinking about that moment in Jurassic Park when Richard Attenborough, very dramatically, he comes in, "People are dying." I keep thinking of that line specifically. That's the only reason why I would want a government job at this point, because I could walk in and go, "People are dying." Get to say that, and actually get paid to say that. I've heard other comedians talk about this already, but the quarantine is going to cause a severe rise in the number of people doing podcasts and creating online content, to the point now where probably nobody will make any money at it. So that's fun. I probably need to do something. What do I need to do? I need to do something. Maybe it's about community. Maybe that's the problem. I keep doing this podcast, but I'm not talking to anybody. Everyone keeps saying you have to have a guest on the podcast. This is the one time where I'm actually thinking about having a guest on the podcast, and I got to be honest with you, I think there might soon be laws against having a guest. You know who I'm really pissed off at? I think I mentioned this yesterday. I'm going to mention it again today. I'm pissed off at the birds. They're just chirping away like nothing's going on. I think the birds are being really smug right now. I feel like they're looking down at us and going, we survived the last apocalypse. We were the dinosaurs, and we evolved. We're fine. This is nothing. A virus. I mean, we tried with the bird flu, and that didn't work, so now we'll just let this other one take effect. Yeah, pissed at the birds. It's possible I could be misdirecting anger at the birds. Entirely possible. I'm scared for my family. I'm scared for No, my parents are older. They're in the age range where the likelihood of dying from this is higher. You know, the one saving grace is, well, they go out to eat a lot, so they do go out a lot. So that's a concern. But I'm hoping that if the coronavirus were to come into contact with my family, they'd go, wow, you guys are bad enough already. I don't need to give you any more. You're good. You're on your way. I'll bow out of this one. My goodness, that's a lot of depression there. I'll find another way. And that's the other weird thing, actually, too, about this is that, comedically speaking, because it's so ubiquitous, it's hard to not talk about it. It's hard to, I just want to write jokes about, it makes everything I want to write jokes about seem even more disconnected to what's going on. That's what's strange. But on the other hand, then I think to myself, well, maybe it would be better to not talk about it at all and to just change the subject completely to get people's mind off of it. In which case, I should pick something now. I always like to pick a video game or a movie or something along those lines and just pick it apart. Maybe that'll be fun. But I want to do something I haven't already written for. I want to challenge myself to come up with something I haven't. What have I not talked about that's nerdy related? I'm trying to think. I've done Mario Brothers. Let's make it a video game. Mario Brothers. I've talked a little bit about Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I've talked a lot about Street Fighter. Final Fantasy VII. I've talked a little bit about Final Fantasy VII before, so I'm gonna challenge myself to keep going. Halo. Let's talk about Halo. Let's discuss Halo. Halo. I have stuff on Halo, but so some of it might come out, and some of this might be new. We'll see. Halo. Played it with my high school friends. I remember I once flew all the way from California to Colorado to spend 2 days with my high school friends just playing Halo. And I love that. I love that I flew over what are considered the most beautiful mountains in the country, if not the world, in order to spend time playing a video game that takes place on fake mountains. I am proud of that. I would do it again. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And for me, I think that, the fun thing about Halo is aside from the adventure part of it, it's fun to pretend to be someone who can run. That's just, all I have to do is just, push the button a little harder or push forward, and man, I'm zooming. That is quite enjoyable. I like that. Running and jumping. That's enough. You don't even need the game. I'll just go around and, this is what it's like to not be winded after running for more than 2 seconds. This is fantastic. And I think the thing I love most about Halo, one of the ideas, is that the guy, the Master Chief, he has a shield. And if his life ever gets low, he just has to find another shield, and it recharges. And, given the current state of affairs, I would love a shield. A shield would be awesome. Can we get to the personal shield? That would be great. And it would be great if you could set the size of your shield. For me, it would be a mile, I think. And that way, people would only be able to text me. That's really all I'm looking for. That would be good. Halo. What's the story of Halo, you ask? Fantastic question. The humans are fighting with an alien race called the Covenant, which is very religious overtone. They're a very, their religion, I think, has something, it's blah, 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 kill humans. Of course. Never run into peaceful aliens. in these kinds of games, then that wouldn't be much of a first-person shooter. I'd like to make a first-person shooter where a first-person shooting game where the alien race that they discover are pacifists, and every level is just the Master Chief going, well, they're not. I can't do anything here. I think you need someone else to talk to these people. I'm not here to talk. I'm a soldier. What are they even? I don't think are they bothering anyone? Why? I'm just going to go run and jump for the sake of running and jumping. I'm good. And so they are, yes, the humans are fighting the Covenant, and the aliens are chasing the human ship. The human ship is called the Pillar of Autumn, which the ships in Halo they really have poetic names for the ships. The Pillar of Autumn, which I should look it up. You can look it up. You're not doing anything. You're quarantined. Look it up and just let me know where that comes from. I think it's a quote from something. But that's the name of the ship, the Pillar of Autumn. I enjoy that name. I want to serve aboard the starship. I don't know, whatever you want. That's the name of the ship. I don't know, whatever you want. It's not the most powerful ship in the fleet. You don't rely on it to save the universe. It's really more of a light transport vessel. Where do you want it? I don't know. Where do you want me to take this? That's the name of the ship. The starship, and you have to say it like that whenever you say it. Quickly, get aboard where do you want it? That you have to say it with that inflection. Otherwise, you're not saying the title of the ship properly, or the name of the ship properly. And they chase the humans to a giant ring world. And basically what this is, that it's a giant ring, the size of a planet. And inside the ring, and the ring spins, which creates gravity, I think. And here's the problem with that, though. My understanding was that once something is massive enough, just the fact that it's massive enough, that's what creates gravity. So it's true, as opposed to centrifugal force creating the illusion of gravity, which is what I think this ring world is doing in Halo. I'm not I don't know the science of it. They didn't cover that. There wasn't a level where the Master Chief walks in and he doesn't shoot anybody. He just says, "Excuse me. So can you just explain what's causing the gravity again, just so I understand?" We're in the middle of a war, Master Chief. I know, but why does it spin? Does it need to spin? Why is it a ring? Why can't they just, if they're going to build an artificial thing, can't they just build an artificial sphere? Why a ring? Why not? Why not? Did you ever ask that? Maybe it was an ancient race of aliens, and they said, we can build whatever we want. We can build whatever we want. We are that amazing. So let's go ahead and build a giant ring. Okay. Why do you want to build a giant ring? Because I said so. All right, that's good enough for me. Let's do it. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Giant ring. There. That's how good we are. We know engineering. So the the humans crash land on the planet, and every level pretty much is the Master Chief shooting aliens, the Covenant, and there's various different types. There's the little ones who are not very fast and not very bright, and I'm not sure what. I don't know why they shouldn't be in the army. I don't know what happened. Like the elites, they're the strong, quick, fast. The elite makes sense. Elite is dangerous, but these other guys, there's some alien species. Maybe they're not fighters. Maybe they don't fight. Maybe they are poets, folk singers. I think that's what these aliens would be good at. Folk singing, definitely country. Country music. That's what they should be doing. Shouldn't be fighting, though. That's not fair for them. Not fair at all. All right, well, that was an amusing diversion. But it's time to return to the horrors of life, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm going to do this once a day. And I guess the purpose is this. I'm a comedian. And whether I can perform in front of 1 million people, 100 people, 10 people, or for myself, I'm going to do it every day. It's the only way that I can maintain some semblance of sanity in what is becoming a particularly insane world. So, without further ado, good luck and God be with you, my children.